Welcome back, Deep Divers, episode 16. And, well, you've really outdone yourself this time. Talk about a deep dive, huh?
Indeed. It's a fascinating subject.
Fascinating, that's putting it mildly. I mean, the Antikythera Mechanism. It sounds like something straight out of Indiana Jones, like some lost relic with the power to, control the tides or open a portal to another dimension.
While its purpose wasn't quite so dramatic, the Antikythera Mechanism is certainly a remarkable artifact and one that has challenged our understanding of ancient technology.
It's a device so advanced, so intricate, that it seems almost impossible for its time. It's like finding a smartphone in King Tut's tomb.
Its sophistication is certainly remarkable given the historical context.
That's what we're going to be diving into today, folks. What was this mysterious contraption? How did it end up lost at the bottom of the sea for thousands of years? And why does it still fascinate us today? We're going to explore the facts, piece together the puzzle, but hey, with a story like this, who can resist a little bit of what if?
Speculation is tempting, but our focus should remain on the evidence.
Agreed. But a little healthy curiosity never hurt anyone. So let's set the scene. Picture this. A Roman merchant ship, loaded with treasures, tons of it.
An estimated 300 tons of cargo based on the shipwreck's remains.
Right, 300 tons. Statues, pottery, you name it. This ship is basically a floating museum, and it's heading to Rome, probably filled with all sorts of exotic goods and loot from the far reaches of the empire. But then, bam, disaster strikes. Off the coast of Antikythera, an island near Crete, a massive storm hits. Maybe Poseidon himself got angry or something.
Storms were a constant hazard for ancient mariners. The agency is known for its unpredictable weather.
Yeah, and this one was fierce enough to send that treasure-laden ship straight to the bottom of the ocean. And there it sits. For 2,000 years, lost and forgotten, a ghost ship, silent on the seabed.
Many such ships met a similar fate. The Mediterranean is littered with ancient wrecks.
Until, in 1900, a group of Greek sponge divers stumbles upon this incredible find. They're down there probably thinking about their next haul of sponges when they spot something shiny. A bronze arm, reaching up from the mud. Talk about spooky.
It was a bronze statue, likely part of the ship's cargo. This discovery led to a major excavation effort by the Greek government.
And what an excavation it was. They recovered an absolute treasure trove. Statues, pottery, jewelry, all sorts of incredible artifacts from ancient Greece. A glimpse into a lost world, right?
A significant archaeological discovery providing valuable insights into ancient Greek art, culture, and trade.
Absolutely. But among all those glamorous finds, there's this one. Well, let's just call it a lump. A corroded lump of bronze. Not very exciting at first glance. It sat in a museum storage room for months, probably gathering dust. And then it cracked open.
The drying process caused the bronze to split, revealing its internal contents.
And what they found inside was like nothing anyone had ever seen before. Gears. Precisely cut, interlocking gears, like the insides of a clock. And not just gears. There were inscriptions, tiny components, all fitted together with incredible precision. It was a machine, a complex, sophisticated machine, unlike anything from the ancient world.
The discovery of gears in an artifact from that era was unprecedented. It challenged the prevailing understanding of ancient technology.
Yeah, it was like finding a working computer from the Stone Age. The experts were baffled. They had no idea what this thing was, how it worked, or what it was used for. It was a total mystery.
The initial examination was conducted by Valerius Stace, a Greek archaeologist. He concluded that it must be some sort of astronomical device, possibly an ancient clock.
An ancient clock, that's right. But here's the thing. Mechanical clocks, as we know them, weren't invented until the Renaissance over 1,000 years later. This thing seemed to be way ahead of its time. And to add to the puzzle, there were all those inscriptions.
The inscriptions were in ancient Greek, and deciphering them proved to be a challenging task.
That's where the language experts came in. Guys like John Sferanos and Adolf Wilhelm, who specialized in ancient texts. They painstakingly studied the inscriptions, trying to decode the secrets of this mysterious machine.
Their work revealed that the inscriptions contained technical terms, numbers, and references to celestial bodies.
Right. They found stuff like zodiac scale and the names of the months. So it definitely had something to do with astronomy. And then along came Pericles Radiatus, another archaeologist, and he made a crucial observation. The inscriptions weren't just random markings, they were actually instructions.
Radiatus's insight suggested that the device was not merely decorative, but functional, with a specific purpose.
Yeah, like an ancient user manual. Turn this dial to align with the sun, stuff like that. And based on these instructions, Radiatus and Sferanos proposed a theory. It was an astrolabe.
An astrolabe is an instrument used for astronomical observations and calculations. It was a common tool for ancient astronomers and navigators.
Right. It could be used to track the positions of stars, calculate time, even help with navigation. But here's the problem. Astrolabes don't usually have gears, and this thing was full of them. So why would an astrolabe need all this complex machinery? It didn't quite add up.
The complexity of the mechanism, particularly the intricate gear system, pointed towards a functionality beyond that of a simple astrolabe.
Then another piece of the puzzle emerged. A German linguist named Albert Rem discovered that the inscriptions also contained the names of Egyptian months, written in Greek letters.
Rem's discovery suggested a potential connection to Egyptian astronomical knowledge and practices.
Exactly. Remember, this was a Roman ship, but the mechanism seemed to be drawing on both Greek and Egyptian astronomical traditions. It was like a fusion of ancient knowledge. But despite all these intriguing clues, research on the Antikythera Mechanism stalled. World War I broke out, then World War II, and this incredible artifact was almost forgotten. It ended up in a storage crate, tucked away in a museum basement, just waiting to be rediscovered.
The global conflicts and subsequent economic challenges undoubtedly impacted research efforts.
Fast forward to the 1950s, and a new generation of explorers enters the scene, led by the legendary Jacques Cousteau. This guy was a pioneer of underwater exploration, famous for his documentaries and his passion for the ocean. He heard rumors about more treasures lying deep beneath the Antikythera shipwreck, and he was determined to find them.
Cousteau's team employed advanced diving equipment and underwater cameras, revolutionizing underwater archaeology.
And they were successful. They discovered more artifacts, even the remains of the ship's hull, remarkably well preserved after 2,000 years underwater. But, and here's where things get a little mysterious, they didn't find any new parts of the mechanism. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Did someone else get to them first? Were they never there to begin with? We may never know. But back on dry land, scientific advancements were opening up new possibilities.
Advancements in imaging technology provided researchers with new tools to investigate the Antikythera mechanism.
It's exactly. Enter Derek DeSola Price, a science historian from Yale University. He got his hands on some early X-ray technology and decided to take a peek inside the bronze fragments. And guess what? He found even more gears. This led him to propose a groundbreaking theory. The Antikythera mechanism wasn't just an astrolabe, it was a calendar computer.
Price's model, based on his X-ray analysis, demonstrated the device's ability to track astronomical cycles and predict celestial events.
Right. He believed it could calculate the positions of the sun, moon, and planets, predict eclipses, and even track the cycles of the ancient Olympic Games. But his model wasn't perfect. To make it work, he had to make some assumptions about the gears, and some of those assumptions turned out to be, well, let's just say optimistic.
Subsequent research revealed inaccuracies in Price's model, highlighting the need for more detailed analysis.
And that's where our next set of intrepid researchers come in, Michael Wright and Alan Bromley. They took a closer look at Price's work and thought, hang on a minute, something's not quite right here. So they traveled to Athens, where the fragments were being kept, and spent a month meticulously examining them, measuring them, photographing them.
They even attempted to create a physical reconstruction of the mechanism based on their observations.
Right. But working with those ancient fragments was risky. They were incredibly fragile, 2,000 years old, and had already suffered damage over the years. And sadly, during their research, some of the fragments started to crumble even further. It was a race against time to document this incredible artifact before it disintegrated completely.
The fragility of the fragments posed a significant challenge to researchers. It highlighted the need for non-invasive imaging techniques.
Thankfully, a new technology was emerging: tomography. This involves taking hundreds of X-ray slices of an object and then using computer software to create a 3D model. It's like giving the artifact a virtual CT scan.
Tomography allowed researchers to visualize the internal structure of the mechanism in unprecedented detail, revealing previously hidden features and inscriptions.
And that's exactly what Wright and Bromley did. They took 700 tomographic images of the Antikythera mechanism, creating a detailed 3D map of its inner workings. But then, well, let's just say things got a little complicated. Bromley, for reasons unknown, decided he wanted all the credit for himself. He took the tomographic images and disappeared. Wright was devastated. Years of work gone. But the story doesn't end there. Years later, Bromley was diagnosed with terminal cancer, and on his deathbed, filled with regret, he contacted Wright and gave him back the images. Talk about a dramatic twist.
Bromley's actions and subsequent remorse highlight the complexities of human nature and the ethical considerations that can arise in scientific research.
Indeed. Wright was finally able to continue his research, but he wasn't alone anymore. A new team of experts joined the quest to understand the Antikythera Mechanism. The Antikythera Mechanism Research Project, led by Tony Freeth, brought together scientists, historians, engineers, and even a filmmaker. They used cutting-edge technology to scan the fragments again, this time in even greater detail. And they made some remarkable discoveries.
The team's research revealed new inscriptions, previously hidden beneath layers of corrosion, providing further insights into the mechanism's functions and purpose.
Right, they were able to read inscriptions that were invisible to the naked eye, tiny letters etched into the bronze. These new inscriptions provided even more clues about how the mechanism worked and what it was used for. They even launched new expeditions to the Antikythera wreck site, hoping to find more fragments, but sadly, no luck. Maybe those sea spirits are still guarding their secrets. But after decades of research, the puzzle was finally solved. In 2021, Freeth and his team published their findings, a complete, detailed explanation of the Antikythera mechanism.
The culmination of over a century of research, their work provided a comprehensive understanding of the mechanism's design, construction, and operation.
So what was it? What was this incredible device that had baffled scientists for so long?
Well, the answer is both simple and mind-blowing. It was a computer. Now, I know what you're thinking, ancient Greece, computers. But think about it. A computer is anything that can store and process information. And that's exactly what the Antikythera mechanism did. It was an analog computer, a mechanical marvel that used gears and dials to calculate and display astronomical information.
It was a highly sophisticated device, demonstrating a profound understanding of astronomy and mechanics.
Right. Imagine a wooden box, about the size of a shoebox, with dials and pointers on the front and back. You'd turn a crank on the side, and the gears inside would whir and click, moving the pointers to show you the positions of the sun, moon, and planets, the phases of the moon, even upcoming eclipses. It was like a mechanical model of the universe.
The mechanism reflected the prevailing geocentric worldview of the ancient Greeks, with Earth at the center of the cosmos. Right, they believed that Earth was the center of everything, and the sun, moon, and planets all revolved around it. And that's exactly how the Antikythera mechanism represented the cosmos. It showed you the movements of the celestial bodies as they were understood at the time. It even had a dial that tracked the ancient Greek calendar, including the 4-year cycle of the Olympic Games. It was a remarkable feat of engineering, a testament to the ingenuity and sophistication of ancient Greek civilization.
The Antikythera mechanism stands as a testament to the remarkable technological achievements of ancient Greece, challenging our preconceived notions about the limits of ancient knowledge.
But who would have used such a device? Well, that's still a bit of a mystery. It was clearly a valuable object, probably owned by someone wealthy and knowledgeable, maybe an astronomer, a philosopher, or even a politician. Some historians believe it might have been used for navigation, others for teaching, and still others for astrological predictions.
Its precise purpose remains a subject of debate among scholars, with various theories proposed based on the available evidence.
The possibilities are intriguing. Imagine using this device to cast horoscopes, to predict the future based on the positions of the stars. Or maybe it was used for ceremonial purposes, to track the cycles of religious festivals, or to determine auspicious dates for important events.
It is important to remember that astrology played a significant role in ancient Greek culture and was often intertwined with astronomy.
Exactly. The line between science and spirituality was much blurrier back then, and the Antikythera mechanism, with its ability to track the movements of the heavens, would have held a profound significance for those who understood its workings.
It offered a tangible representation of the cosmos, a means to connect with the celestial realm.
Now, you might be thinking, if it's a computer, it must have been super accurate, right?
Oh.
Well, not quite. The Antikythera mechanism, for all its complexity, wasn't perfect. Its predictions were off by a significant margin, sometimes by as much as a whole zodiac sign.
The inaccuracies stemmed from limitations in ancient Greek astronomical knowledge, particularly regarding the complex movements of the planets.
Right. They didn't have telescopes or modern mathematical models to work with. They were relying on observations made with the naked eye and calculations based on geometry. And remember, they were trying to model a geocentric universe where everything revolved around Earth. That made things incredibly complicated. especially when it came to explaining the apparent retrograde motion of the planets.
Simulating the non-uniform and sometimes retrograde apparent motion of planets within a geocentric model presented immense mechanical challenges.
Yeah, imagine trying to build a machine with gears that can make a planet appear to move backwards in the sky. It's a mind-boggling feat of engineering, even with modern technology. And despite its imperfections, the Antikythera mechanism remains an absolute marvel. It's a testament to the ingenuity, the curiosity, the sheer brilliance of ancient Greek civilization. It shows us that they were capable of creating technology that wouldn't be seen again for over 1,000 years. And it makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other secrets are still out there, waiting to be discovered?
The discovery of the Antikythera mechanism raises intriguing questions about the potential extent of ancient technological knowledge and the possibility of other lost inventions.
Exactly. What if there were other, even more advanced devices that have been lost to history? What if the ancient Greeks knew more than we give them credit for? It's a tantalizing thought, isn't it? And that, my friends, is the beauty of history. It's full of surprises, mysteries, and endless possibilities for discovery. We may never know the full story of the Antikythera mechanism or of the brilliant minds who created it, but that's what makes it so fascinating. It challenges us to question our assumptions, to explore the boundaries of what we think is possible, and to keep searching for answers to the enduring mysteries of the past.
It serves as a reminder that our understanding of the past is constantly evolving as new discoveries emerge and challenge established narratives.
So next time you look up at the stars, think about those ancient Greek astronomers gazing up at the same sky, pondering the mysteries of the cosmos. And remember the Antikythera mechanism, a testament to their brilliance, a reminder that the past is full of wonders and that there's always more to discover.